We're on the prowl.
Hi, I'm Kiran Gollokota, and this is Kevin Whitaker. We're the new executive editors for sports at the Daily Princetonian, and since it's Sunday, we're on the prowl. This weekend was an exciting one in sports, starting with the men's basketball team's close victory over Harvard on Friday night. What do you think about that one, Kevin?
Well, it was billed as a huge game, and it lived up to the hype. Princeton was ranked number 1 in the preseason poll, Harvard a close number 2. Harvard actually received a vote in the most recent AP Top 25 poll. And fans sure knew that it was a big game, more than 4,000 of them at Jadwin Gymnasium on Friday, the largest crowd since the Cornell game last year, which was a similar battle of two undefeated Ivy teams. And it was a close game, as you mentioned. Harvard took a 15-4 lead early on. Sort of looked like they had a chance to run Princeton out of the building. Princeton came back, made it a one-point game at halftime. And then what happened?
Well, the second half was all Princeton all the time. A big run to open the half, and Harvard was never able to really recover. Let me ask you, Kevin, after all this time, do you think Princeton is really the favorite for the Ivy League? Because it had been close before it. People were saying Princeton and Harvard, Princeton and Penn. Do you think Princeton's taken that spot for itself?
It had been very close. Objectively, Harvard probably looked a little better entering the game. But right now, Princeton all alone, undefeated at the top of the league. Penn and Harvard each have one loss after Harvard beat Penn 83-82 in double overtime on Saturday. So right now, with that one-game advantage, I think Princeton is the favorite, but it's by no means over. Princeton still has 2 games with Penn remaining, including one at Jadwin Gymnasium here on Tuesday, and will still have to travel to Levadius Pavilion and play at Harvard on March 5th, which should be a terrific game.
Well, let's move on to the water. The men's and women's swimming team both in action this weekend. What do you think happened? The men's team had a tough loss to Navy, first home loss in a very long time.
First home loss at DeNunzio Pool ever, in fact. Many members of the swimming and diving team were not alive when the men won their first meet at DeNunzio Pool in 1990 when it opened. Since then, 92 dual matches in a row. Men had never lost until Navy came to town. 167-133, so a tough loss for the men.
But not one that is a death sentence for the men's team. I mean, Navy is a very strong swimming program. They're very fast, and the men should be able to recover nicely and finish out the season strong.
Indeed. The women also had a match this weekend at Columbia. They won that, as they've done often in the past few years. It's their 5th consecutive time they've swept the Ivy League. So they look very strong again, as usual, and are the favorite in the Ivy League championships at DeNunzio 3 weeks from now.
What about men's and women's hockey?
Men's and women's hockey. The women had a tough road trip to Harvard and Dartmouth. They won at Harvard. Harvard, ranked 10th in the nation, was expected to sort of be the tougher game. Nice 3-2 victory in a third-period game-winning goal. But Dartmouth posed more of a problem. The Big Green on their home rink won 7-0, which a tremendous display of offense against a team, Princeton, that had only allowed 8 goals in its last 10 games.
Well, that was this weekend in sports. We'll be back next Sunday with more. Stick with us throughout the rest of the semester, and you'll see some exciting things, including some athlete interviews, some more in-depth profiles, and some really great coverage of Princeton athletics.